Hello, I'm just going to show you a quick guide on how I put together the Polargraph motor brackets. I've just had a flurry of questions about this, and I think it's because the images that I've got so far on the website and wherever show an older style. So this is the new style. This is what you get if you order a vitamin kit. Motors aside, these are the parts. Two of these pieces which fasten to the surface, the drawn surface that is. Two of these pieces which the motor slot onto, stick on there and there. These pieces are what the motors stick onto, and these little cactus shaped pieces are the link in between them. So this is how I do them. Some contact adhesive, put a little bead around there. Try to avoid the inside faces underneath the slots there, because that's where the other that's where these things engage into. Won't be a problem if you go on it, it's just it'll just be a little bit stiff. Okay. So these are, you notice these are both, one's got a logo on the back, one's got a logo on the front. It doesn't matter which way they are. I prefer to turn one over so that they're symmetrical. The reason that they're both the same is simply that, is that they're both the same, is that there's no handedness, so they're easy to make. I don't have to make up pairs of them all the time. So just let that dry a little bit, just get tacky, and there we go. Make sure those slots are lined up with the slots in the base plate, and make sure that this little L-shaped piece is lined up with the bottom. So normally I'd wait for those to dry for a minute before doing this, but I'm feeling foolhardy. I'm just going to rush in. These little cactus shaped pieces, they slot in like so, and these pieces are where the motors go, or the plates that the motors bolt into, and they just slot on like that. Yep, motor would go on just like so. So there's a couple of bolts in the vitamin kit which go through here and here. Just like so. These holes here are also in the right place for a NEMA 17 motor as well. So there you go. Oh, I should say, the purpose of this kind of curious cutout is so that when that's mounted on there, the wire comes down here and can be looped underneath the cord, so that it doesn't get in the way. It doesn't have to go over the top, and you don't have to loop it over the cord or anything like that. It can go underneath. It can be quite neatly tied away. These holes here were intended to be something so I could put a piece of wire through it in order to control the cables a bit better. In fact, what I've ended up using these for more often is just to pop a screw in it, just to hold this plate to the wall. I normally use a kind of a double-sided foam, which is like this, and stick a bunch of things on there, stick a bit on there, and then just fasten it on. My machine here has been run fine with that for the last year or two. It only recently just fell off with a clatter, and so all I've done is just stuck it back on, same tape, and put a screw through the top there just to keep it tight against the surface. The tape stops it from moving around. On surfaces you don't necessarily want to damage, because this stuff is ferociously sticky, I would use 3M command strips. They're really good, quite strong, and they come off without any kind of problem on most surfaces that I've used them on anyway. You don't have to clean the surface afterwards, you don't have to scrape stuff off with lighter fluid or whatever. There you go.